Welcome to another episode of our WWE Raw reactions here at Trippy Commentaries. And this is a pretty big episode of Raw because it's directly leading up to this year's WWE Battlegrounds, which myself, along with Retro Brett, will be attending live. So we'll be able to tell you guys exactly what we saw up close. And of course, we are extremely excited. It seems like everything is falling into place. Everything we wanted to see is coming to fruition, including Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match.
Roman Reigns getting a shot at the title. And one we're both looking forward to, AJ Lee versus Paige.
Definitely, I know you're looking forward to that Paige, but...
oh yeah, we'll get a close-up view of their assets. And that'll definitely be a good one, that's for sure. Thank you guys again for joining us. We are joined, as always, by Corey, who is live from Richmond, Virginia. What's up, C-Dub?
Yo, guys. We had an awesome episode this week of Raw coming live from the Richmond Coliseum. City that's rich with wrestling history, no pun intended. We saw Stone Cold Steve Austin face off with The Undertaker in 1997 at an In Your House pay-per-view for the WWF Championship in Richmond. And that was, one of many title matches we've seen in Richmond. Tonight was just another chapter in WWE history and history of wrestling in Richmond. Let's get right into it, guys.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. Definitely a place we love Raw to come from. Virginia, shout out to all of our Virginian fans. Retro Brett, great job escaping the Wyatt compound.
I couldn't have done it without some help, but I'm lucky to be out safe.
What the hell is that? What the
fuck, Retro?
Oh my God! FPS Kyle just speared Retro Brett. FPS Kyle, I thought you were at the Wyatt compound. Retro Brett said he left you there.
Yeah, he's the reason he got out. I'm the reason he got out. You were supposed to come and get people to help me break out of the Wyatt compound. What the fuck, Retro?
What the fuck, Kyle? I tried to tell these two, I tried to get a band together to come and break you out, but these two were too chicken.
Whoa.
I tried to go by myself.
What are you saying here, Retro?
I'm saying that they were too chicken to accompany me to get you out.
That is not true. Retro Brett, you said FPS Kyle was as good as dead. You said he hadn't eaten in months. And most of all, you said he was worthless.
After all I did for you to get you out?
I did not say that. I said Kyle was as good as out. Who just needed a little more help.
That's it.
To bust him out.
Well, luckily for me, the Wyatt family has captured Chris Jericho.
Okay, so they...
How did you get out, FPS Kyle?
Actually, they threw him in the same room as me. And Chris Jericho came up with this brilliant plan to get out. And
really?
He executed almost to full perfection. Unfortunately, there was too many for him, and I had a perfect opportunity to sneak out. Door was open, and I just took off running. I ran all the way back down here from Brooksville, all the way to Tampa. Took me a while, but I'm here. Retro, fuck you, alright?
Hey man, I tried to go back by myself to bust you out, but those three thugs were too big for me, so I had to retreat.
Well, this will be settled.
This ain't over, Retro. I don't believe you.
Hey,
I don't trust you.
Believe whatever you want. It's the truth.
God damn.
It's damn true.
What's that, C-Dub?
I said I got one thing to say to you, Retro Brett.
What's that?
Nobody calls me chicken.
Uh-oh. Well...
all right, Marty.
Retro Brett, unfortunately, it looks like you might be involved with a 3-on-1 handicap match. We will be releasing the details of that match very soon because it will involve chairs, it will involve ladders, and it will also involve lots of beer.
And my foot up your ass.
Hey,
this is them fighting words by FPS Kyle.
But I'll bring on the 3-on-1. I'm good to go.
All right.
Take you on.
All right. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to what happened tonight in Money Raw, because I missed it, and I've been in a freaking cell for the past week. I smell like shit.
My cell had TV, so I don't know about yours.
No, I didn't get in that because you got out.
Alright guys, before we start talking about this episode of Raw, a lot happened. A lot, of course, setting up WWE Battlegrounds, which will happen this Sunday. we saw a pretty big announcement here. A lot of people heard some rumors that possibly Sting would be on the episode tonight. He did kind of appear. It included an announcement of WWE 2K15. So before we get into that, I just want to ask Corey. I know, Corey, you're a huge fan of it. Do you think that's a big announcement that Sting's in it, and what does that mean to you for the release of the game?
Oh, that's major, man. I mean, it would be a day one buy for me, whether Sting was in it or not. But the addition of Sting into the game, both the 1997-98 version from WCW and the classic, the blonde flat top, early 90s version of Sting, both being in the game, is huge. It's also confirmation, guys, that Sting has indeed pretty much signed a Legends contract to be have his likeness promoted by WWE. So I definitely look for more Sting in the future. We'll see what happens with that.
Awesome. We are really looking forward to that game. We'll be covering it for you guys day one. Yep. If you're on Xbox One, of course, the next-gen console. We'll play with you online or, of course, get together for some matches, maybe even win the tag team title. Just let us know if you guys have an Xbox One and let us know what you want to see out of that game because we will definitely be playing it day one for you. Let's go ahead and get into this Raw, guys.
Do it.
John Cena kicked it off. Roman Reigns showed up. And apparently the main event involved those two guys joining with Dean Ambrose. C-Dub, what'd you think about the beginning of tonight's Raw and what the hell happened?
Well, we saw it start off with the champ, John Cena, come out and put a little plug in for the WWE Network. Of course, we had a free trial this week. Went on to say that after this Sunday, the champ might not be here, because of the fact that the Authority put him in this fatal four-way match against three other guys. Saw Roman Reigns make his way out, and he and Cena had a little back and forth talk there. We then saw Dean Ambrose show up on the screen, and as Cena and Reigns were kind of arguing there, and then out of nowhere, after he had kind of talked a little bit about what his plan was, Operation Screw the Authority.
Yes.
Just as he could really get it going, we saw Kane walk in and knocked out Ambrose pretty much, and then Orton and Rollins joined in. Ambrose was the victim of a brutal curb stomp backstage on I believe a hard stack of like plywood or something. It definitely didn't look good. It effectively took him out for the night, guys. What did you guys think about this major beatdown we saw on Ambrose this week?
Man, that was crazy. We all have to have our best wishes in mind. I mean, this guy got sent to the hospital. Hopefully everything's okay, Retro Brett.
I believe everything's pretty good. He's
tough
Dean
son of a
Ambrose
bitch.
is a tough son of a bitch. I mean, he actually doesn't have much more brain cells to lose, so I think he's A-okay.
Just fueling the fire, man.
Yeah.
It's just Ambrose is gonna go crazy. He might kill somebody in the ring.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see that.
I thought he was great, man. He's awesome. It was too bad because he was really trying to unify, himself along with Cena and Reigns to take out the Authority. Unfortunately, that did not happen. He got sent to the hospital, got the curb stomp, pretty brutal one to say the least. And, that would leave Cena and Reigns on their own to contend against the Authority. But those guys had some problems of their own. We'll be getting into that a little bit further on into Raw reactions. The first official match of the night was Sheamus versus The Miz. Well, The Miz won this one, and I hate to say, it was not fun to see The Miz along with his face permanently on the Titantron during the entire match. That must have angered you pretty good, C-Dub.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. I was all in for Sheamus, the United States champion, beating the bejesus out of The Miz this week. But looks like they're trying to build him up kind of strong as being a possible contender going into this Sunday's Intercontinental title battle royal. Of course, we'll have a little bit more on that coming up here with our preview and more on our Raw reactions here. But tonight we saw The Miz win. Retro Brett, what do you think about The Miz actually pulling out a big victory here over the U.S. champ Sheamus going into Sunday's pay-per-view?
Well, I think they're trying to push The Miz a little bit, and actually, I don't like him as a good character, but I think he's a good bad guy. he is the most must-see WWE champion.
He's a douche.
Yeah, well, but he can infuriate the shit out of people, which is
doing a good job
Hey,
with that.
yeah, hey, if you're either hated or really well liked, it's the same thing in wrestling.
I think
people are talking about you.
Actually better.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. We here at Trippy Commentaries are a little bit worried that they're going to take this Miz thing too far. I feel like they kind of gave him a win right before this match, which, spoiler warning to my prediction, I think they could give it to Sheamus here. He could win it, of course, because if he does win it, something could happen here. They could unify the titles. I mean, what do you think about that, Corey? Do you think there's a chance that these two titles could be unified?
I mean, that could certainly be the case if we see the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, United States champion, come out the victor this week at Battleground on Sunday. He could have in his possession the Intercontinental and the United States championships. Both of those serve as pretty much the Tier 2 championships as far as singles wrestlers. And, hey, I'm all for seeing the unification of the title. Less titles to me means that each one of them means a little bit more. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
And of course, what I want is I want them to create a new hardcore championship like we saw back in the day. So maybe that would be a step towards that. That would make me pretty happy if they somehow came out with that division again, including Dean Ambrose. The next match, Fandango versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph wins. Corey, do you have anything you want to say about this embarrassing match here?
Yeah, well, we saw basically Summer Rae and Layla, the two love interests, I guess you'd say, of Fandango. Basically, I guess they made an alliance last week on SmackDown. I kind of missed that. And, we saw them kind of after the victory, after Dolph Ziggler hit the famous, or the rocker dropper gimmick there for the 3 count. We saw Summer Rae and Layla kind of go after Ziggler. So maybe we'll see those two being an item with Dolph Ziggler going forward. Who knows? Hopefully this spells the end of Dolph versus Fandango, and he can move on to bigger and better things, including the Battle Royal.
It's probably just the beginning, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's all we're going to say about that. The next match wasn't much of a match, but it was an interesting situation because you had the Usos come out, do their normal hype train here, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to see it in person. But in the middle of it, they were interrupted by these guys surrounding Bray Wyatt, of course. Big Eric Rowan, Big Luke Harper. These guys are thugs. And somehow they managed to hide there, Corey. For such big guys, they did a good job hiding.
Yeah, no kidding, man. We saw the Wyatts come out and basically assault the Usos whenever they were doing their Siva Tau, the traditional Samoan war dance that they do for their entrance. Just kind of blindsided them out of nowhere, man, and really put the boots to them. Of course, this Sunday we got the big 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team championships between Rowan and Harper and the Usos. Man, this is really starting to heat that feud up. I know you guys got to be really looking forward to seeing this big 2 out of 3 falls match on Sunday.
Oh, I definitely am. You know me. I like any out-of-the-box wrestling matches other than the standard 1 fall. So, but I want to get Kyle's opinion on this. I mean, he just escaped the compound. So,
well, luckily the Goon Squad there was in Richmond, Virginia, not where I was at. Yeah, I mean, you know, these guys are some of the biggest wrestlers I've seen just as a pair walking around. Two guys. I do like what I saw tonight with the kind of combination of Kofi Kingston and Big E
later on. Yeah,
maybe that could be a good partner, a good tag team to go against these two big beasts.
I like that. I like that.
So maybe those are the two that might be able to kind of beat these guys down, because the Usos have been taking some damage. They have come away with a few wins against these two, but they've been getting beat down for the most part.
Yeah, that'd be a great prediction as well, because there's a good chance that these guys come out as the tag team champions, bring it over to the Wyatt compound, and Big E and Kofi Kingston would be some pretty good challengers, that's for sure. We'll see what happens after WWE Battleground, who comes out with the championship. The Usos took a blow tonight, that's for sure. Let's move on to the next matchup. We had a confrontation between the Real Americans and I guess we'll call them the Real Russians.
Rusev.
And Old Zeb Coulter, he's been killing it lately. Jack Swagger's lucky to have him on his side. What did you think about this confrontation, Corey?
Oh man, the main thing I want to say here, it was set up basically as like a peace treaty type segment with Michael Cole moderating, trying to quell the tensions between the U.S. Represented by Swagger and Russia, of course, the pride of Russia, Rusev. It kind of fell apart really quick, but I mean, like you said, man, Zeb Coulter just absolutely killed it. The crowd was going nuts, doing the USA gimmick, the chant there. I actually, for the first time, I think ever, saw people actually in the arena, like enough people for me to notice, actually standing up whenever Zeb Coulter asked him to, and saying, "We the people." So, I mean, Jack Swagger's been, near the main event before, but he didn't really have a lot of wheels as far as his gimmick. But I think with Zeb in his corner, man, this definitely makes for an interesting feud. It's going to be a heck of a match going into Battleground this Sunday. I know you guys are definitely looking forward to this big battle of the two powerhouses from USA and Russia.
Yeah, I got to say it. I will proudly stand up and say, "We the people." What about you, Retro?
I think, well, first off, I think if Rusev is the pride of Russia, they got some problems.
I think Lana's the pride of Russia.
That's what I was saying, man. Yeah, I mean, I thought Lana fucking killed it again. She plays she plays this part perfect. She looks amazing.
Oh, yes.
It's great watching her. I don't know, man. I like to see Jack Swagger as being the guy to finally represent USA against this fucking bullshit that's going on. This Russia shit getting thrown in our face.
They are the real Americans, so.
And hopefully he can do something. But I don't know, man. We didn't see the accolade tonight, and I think we might see it at Battleground.
Yeah, good point.
But Kyle, I gotta say, man, what we did see tonight? We saw Jack Swagger lock in that ankle lock, the Patriot lock,
right,
on Rusev. And Rusev looked like he was pretty well screwed from there, man. So I gotta say, it's going to be Patriot Lock versus Accolade this Sunday. Submission versus submission, USA versus Russia. This is going to be huge, guys.
Yeah, look, we did see that from Swagger, but there's a reason that we didn't see the Accolade. I think that they keep that going. They kind of keep this whole Russia thing going, making it seem like nobody can defeat, the epic Rusev.
Save it for the prediction, guys.
Yes, yeah, we'll talk more about this in our WWE Battlegrounds preview, which we will be recording right after Raw Reactions. Yes. Now, one thing I do want to say when it comes to Rusev is, he has this undefeated streak. Like you said, Kyle, is Swagger going to be the one to take him down? He's got a lot of momentum all of a sudden, thanks to his manager, Zeb Coulter.
And Zeb Coulter actually kind of put a little bit of drama in between him and Lana, because he said, "I'm asking you to say if you're going to fight Jack Swagger, not Lana, come out, be a man, and do all that." So maybe that kind of, and we saw Lana finally for the first time kind of act out of character, slapping the shit out of Zeb Coulter and really getting pissed off.
Yeah. One more match we will just quickly bring up here before departing and joining you guys back for part two. Just a quick question, Corey. I know we had this Nikki Bella versus Alicia Fox and Cameron matchup. Do you have anything to throw in here real quick on that one?
No, it looks like we did see a sort of an alliance between Alicia Fox and Cameron. Of course, after she recently turned on her partner in the Funkadactyls, Naomi. I know that really broke your heart, Retro Brett.
It did. But I was expecting the other one. I forget her name.
Cameron and Naomi.
The other one that wasn't in the match tonight.
Naomi.
To come out
Naomi.
and help Nikki Bella out, but alas, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was another kind of stupid matchup here for Nikki Bella. Hopefully they don't drag that out too far, of course.
It's a storyline between Stephanie McMahon and Nikki trying to blame her sister, trying to turn her against her sister.
Yeah, I mean, she can't get revenge on Brie because Brie's not there. So, get revenge on her sister, the next best thing. And, of course, she can't get revenge on Brie Bella's husband. Daniel Bryan because he is injured and MIA at this moment as well. Thank you guys for joining us here for part 1. Make sure to stay tuned for part 2 as well as our Battlegrounds preview. We definitely look forward to talking about a lot of big events, and we want to hear what you guys think about them and what your predictions are for this huge event. In fact, the event leading up to this year's SummerSlam. We'll see you guys in part 2.